Hey everybody, I'm Dan Contino, your 2026 president of the Eastern Connecticut Association of Realtors. And I've been licensed for many years. I'm with the EXP. And I'm honored to serve as your president this year.
And I'm Rose Eapen. I'm your president-elect. I have been with Berkshire Hathaway for over 15 years. And today we are actually going to be talking about the vision that's guiding ECAR's future.
Yep. We're going to go into deep detail with regards to our strategic blueprint for 2026 and 2027. Over the last several months, ECAR Strategic Planning Committee has took a fresh look at our existing plan, and we took a look at what was working, what could change, and what's coming down the pike. Um, our previous plan served us very well. It brought us quite a ways, and we experienced some real growth with that plan. But the way things are moving now, things are shifting so fast. AI is changing how information is delivered to everybody. Brokerage consolidations are reshaping the industry, and realtors today just have way more demand on their time now than more than ever. The broker consolidations reshaping our industry. You're seeing small mom and pop stores getting bought by larger corporations, and the whole structure is changing.
Well, I also feel that members are getting a lot of information online, but I think constantly about what do we provide as value? What is the association's role, and how do we emphasize realtor value? So one theme kept coming up, which is for the next chapter, ECAR needs to become more intentionally focused on our members. Advocacy and community leadership is very important to us, but the focus still is creating real value for our members. So one of the challenges we have faced in the past couple of years is the big NAR lawsuit, and proving value as a realtor has become really important. And our association is very focused in showing you how we can guide you in that way.
I just think that information today is flowing so fast. It's so confusing, especially for someone like myself who's been in the business for many, many years. I'm overwhelmed with what's happening and how the information is being delivered. It's just so fast. So, as an association, I think it is so important that our relationships that we have with our members, our relationship that we have with our brokers, eCar's biggest advantage is for us to reach right out to our members directly. And that's what we intend to do. We tend to be hyper focused on our members and their relationships with eCar.
I agree, Dan. And that led to a real shift for us. We actually decided to become more inward focused, thinking about member engagement, member belonging, member experience, member needs. So these are the things that we are focusing on with our new strategic plan this year.
I agree. Our blueprint reflects exactly that. Every initiative, every dollar, every question. How does this strengthen eCar's value to our members? And that's how you get a member to be committed, feeling connected and supported, and being proud to belong to eCar.
Because brokers are the connection point for most realtors, we have decided to become more broker focused as well, including our brokers in all our engagement.
The idea is to have eCar be Connecticut's most trusted, most engaged, protecting the profession, preserving market integrity, and elevating professionalism to a level where the consumer sees the value that the realtor brand brings to the market.
So we are taking our education and our outreach to brokers directly. We are trying to bring them into our programs so that the outreach comes from the broker to the agents. This is something that we really believe in. We have decided that we would take education out to them instead of having them come to the office.
Oh, that's a great idea because the brokers are the direct connection right to every member. And if we can spend some time with those brokers, like for an example, yesterday we had a broker forum. There was actually 15 people in the room and 15 people on the Zoom. Haven't seen that in years. And it's important that we're communicating with these brokers again because they're tied right to those members. And it's important that we keep a close a close eye on what their needs are so we can service them and help them.
because the brokers are the ones who take information back to their offices to actually educate and enlighten the agents on what is happening in our community and why ECAR is relevant to their to their education, to what they need to know about what is happening in real estate today. So we have decided that we are going to provide tailored education, whether you would like informative content on a specific content, a specific piece of information, or a specific class, or even if you want something that is not a CE class, but you want to actually do a lunch and learn, we're willing to bring it to the offices for you to actually participate and make it more interactive.
Our board leadership now actually reflects our membership and geography, experience and specialties. And we want to fine tune and segment our information directly to our brokers and managers and members that is specific to their experience and their specialties.
So, going back to our strategic plan, we didn't just want it to sit on a page. We wanted to actually have a plan that has a scoreboard. So, a 2026-2027 scoreboard has 5 concrete measures that we are going to be held by. A 90% member satisfaction in 2026, at least 12 direct member contacts by board members or volunteer participants, an outreach every month from our board.
That's a good point, Rose. And with that said, 25% increase in 2027 in meaningful participation is what we're looking at. And what I mean by that is more members coming to events, being involved in committees, leadership volunteering, a stronger, more visible role as a trusted advocacy for fair housing rights and property rights. Um, and we want to measure all these wins as we go throughout the year. And also, we need to keep a standard RPAC investment so our realtors in the future are looked after.
And those 5 metrics are what we intend to follow in 2026, 2027. So these are not just aspirations, these are actual goals for us, and we intend to live up to it. We intend to have the board commit to this by participating in 12 member outreach calls per month. And that is not just an email blast, but it is a direct call to each of you.
And our answer is what we call human connection edge. We're committed to delivering high touch relationship with member experiences that automated platforms, virtual brokerages, and online competitors simply can't replicate. It's up to us to pick up the phone and call our members, get them engaged.
You'll be hearing from us and our board every month. Please give us your feedback. Tell us what you need. Tell us what you'd like us to do, and let us know how we can help you.
We're arming our members with consumer facing tools. Think about this. Someone with ethic training, fair housing training, is indispensable to any residential or commercial buyer or seller. Otherwise, you're just going to pick up the phone and call anybody. So, educating them and staying on top of all that is very important to us. Biggest thing that's changed for me is social media and advertising. Back in the day, it was all print advertising, right? Getting your ads ready, turning them into the newspaper, and it was a print advertising. Today, it's social media. Today, it's fast, it's quick. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Man, you can't keep up with it. It's it's overbearing. It's unbelievable. That would be the biggest change that I've seen over the years. And I've learned to adopt and slowly pick up a specialty and just capitalize on that for a little while.
I think also I find that the pace of real estate has really gone, it has accelerated in a way that I did not anticipate. Um, Response times are like less than 5 minutes now. You have to get back to your clients. They expect you to be available literally 24/7. So that is something that agents contend with.
I'll tell you this. Every market's different. We are in a busy, busy market right now. When this market turns, it's a whole different ball game. And speaking from experience and seeing a good market, seeing a bad market, I have to tell you that if I was a brand new agent in today's world, there is just so much information out there that's available, and ECAR is a very strong asset to you. You really need to dive in there and take a look at the tools that we have available. I would love to be a brand new realtor today, versus when I was a realtor back in 1989. There was nothing but a phone book and a phone, and you had to learn the hard way. Today's actually, things are quicker, things move faster, but the technology and the information that's available to any new agent today is just amazing. And you just got to not get overwhelmed, take a step back, and just master one idea at a time, whether it's for sale by owners, expireds, or wherever you want to prospect, whatever you want to work with buyers. Just don't get overwhelmed with it all.
Agree, Dan. Actually, the access to data is what excites me. I think that we have so much information. We have so much, um, you know, we have so much information on the internet that provides you a really good way to assess data. So if you're assessing a property, you have all the information on the MLS and other information that's available online. So that is really a change from probably when you started in real estate.
So, as a new agent in this business, that we were just talking about a few minutes ago, um, eCar provides so much information for all of us, right? We have all our CE classes, we have our meetings, our committees. If you're a new agent, get involved with eCar, belong to a committee. That's how you start to connect and see the tools that eCar provides all of us. There are so many scams out there, email compromises and such. And we just had a class on it the other day on what not to do, what to be aware of, what to look for. And these are all tools that are available to any new agent out there. So don't be overwhelmed. Get involved. Get to eCar.
I agree. Actually, being involved at ECAR gives you access to the some of the best CE classes, some of the best information that's coming out of CTR or nationally. We actually try to get as many of that, to get as much of that out to you via email or on new forms or new content or new regulations that are coming out.
The support that you get here from eCar, from the executive team, from the board of directors, from the staff, from the CEO is unmatched. I mean, there's nothing out there like it. You just got to lean in a little bit and be willing to learn and absorb. You're going to be rubbing elbows with some of the top agents in the industry that sit right here in this boardroom month after month after month. And it wasn't until 4 or 5 years into my career that I realized, wow, these people are not only my competitors, but they're super smart. They think different than me. And that's when you start to learn. So don't be afraid to get involved.
I agree. Our board members and our general membership, these are agents who have been working in our industry for years. And being able to network with them, being able to actually rub shoulders and sit in a class with them and understand the way they think is one of the great advantages of attending any of our membership events. I think the most important thing that I will be focusing on is member outreach. I do feel that member engagement is what's going to make us stronger. And I think, my goal is to make sure that our members thrive in this new environment. I would like to make sure that each of your voices are heard and that you feel like you belong to our association. That's what I intend to do next year.
I agree. I think the future of the association is going to be built on members who care, members who believe in professionalism, advocacy, property rights, fair housing rights, and ethical business practice. It's not going to be built by a staff or one committee member or a board member or whatever. It's going to be built by a whole community of realtors here at ECAR.
Yes, and I do believe that professionalism is one of those things that we are all going to be focusing on. And where you get that is by being a member of ECAR, you get to understand why that's important and how you can actually participate in our goal to be professionals. Education, understanding our new rules that are coming out. These are all things that we engage in putting out to you every day. So engage, be with us. Like, try to give us feedback on what you need.
So, Rose, one of the biggest things that I really enjoyed this year as president of ECAR is getting engaged at our membership meetings, being surrounded by some of our affiliates. And sitting in on some of the conversations that we had and rubbing elbows again with some of these affiliates who just bring so much to the table for us realtors. We had fair housing, we had insurances, we had all kinds of different meetings that were beneficial to all of us. And being involved is key.
That's true, Dan. Part of attending all our membership meetings reminds me how much leadership talent we have within. I see young members, new members who actually have so much potential. And I also understand there are members that I see at every meeting who have been with us for a very long time, but have never participated in being a leader in ECAR. I think that is what we'd all like to foster. We would like to hear your voices, hear you tell us what your potential is. And you can start by joining a committee or actually just giving, and joining in our broker forum or telling us what you'd like for ECAR to help you with.
Rose, I will say this as a leader with ECAR, one of the biggest things for me was having the opportunity to go to Washington D.C. and be involved with legislation and working for our buyers and sellers back here, back home, and meeting with, there was 8,000 agents in Washington, D.C. We had over 50 speakers. We had opportunities to sit in the Capitol and talk to legislators and promote the bills that we're looking for. And the energy, it was just amazing. And if you're an agent out there and get involved with ECAR. We're reaching out to you. We're looking to help you. And we want you to be excited about belonging to ECAR because that's when you really start to learn.
So before we close, Dan, I did want to take a moment to thank the Strategic Planning Committee. We spent a couple of months going over last year's strategic plan, and they were forthright with their criticism of what we had achieved. And they really wanted to open it up to holding us to the metrics that we had set up. So we actually spent quite a bit of time. This blueprint just didn't write itself. It's the product of debate and thoughtful interaction.
Yeah, and I'd just like to give a quick shout out to Greg Beebe, who was very instrumental in providing us with the template for the plan. And again, I like to thank everybody who was involved on the committee. They gave their time, they gave us feedback, they gave us corrective criticism. And, without you, none of this would have ever came to fruition. So again, thank you for being on that committee.
That was a lot of work. So thank you to the Strategic Planning Committee. Thank you for your time, for your candor, and for your very valuable input.
And thank you for being part of ECAR because together we are stronger, smarter, and unstoppable.